Well, it's 5 o'clock by my phone, so why don't we go ahead and open the meeting? What do you think, you wanna sign first?
Sure, let's
Let's get
sign
that
it
done and over with. Alright, so the first one is an accounts payable manifest in the amount of $530,129.11.
That's, what did we?
School,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
school payment.
yep, should have known.
got the amount,
Yes, I do, thank you.
you're welcome, looking for a motion,
I motion.
looking for a second,
I'll second it.
all those in favor, aye,
Aye.
put you on the spot immediately.
Get you, guy.
Thank you.
Yep, so,
And over, alright, next is a transfer, it looks like from operating to payroll in the amount, is it 55?
This is the payroll manifest, and yes, that is
Okay.
55.
Thank you, alright, 55,454.96, and is that a note to remind us or you to, okay,
That's for me. Yeah,
understood, looking for a motion,
I motion.
I'll
that.
second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
I was still trying to figure out 55, 45, 4, 96,
55,
and make that
454, yep.
into a number that I could recognize.
Yep,
When somebody gives you your phone number that way too, you're like, what? Thank you.
yeah. Thank you.
Ready?
Alright, there's that. Alright, next is an interfund transfer from Frank Drew, I assume this is one of the library. It says library unrestricted to TD Bank operating account in the amount of
Oh, this is different.
$1,516.73.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
And this is the,
that's for
Amount.
using one of the trust funds to pay for expenses for the library.
this is it finally,
This
yay!
is for, they're expanding the library of things, so in that packet is a list of all the things that
Cool.
you get.
The Library of Things is a great, I took out a baby seat from there when I had family visiting. Oh, wow. If anybody watching doesn't know about the Library of Things at the library. Pickleball set, canning, children's seats, paper shredders, all kinds of good stuff,
Paper shredders.
yeah. Blood pressure cuffs. Check it out.
Yeah, automotive code reader, so that could be a really useful,
That's a good one.
What's an automotive code reader?
I'll explain after.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but,
yes, ma'am, yes, sir.
yeah, all the modern cars have them. Alright, school care, oh yeah, this is what we just talked about. So it looks like we need to, Cal is going to be the employee representative, and we need an employer representative,
Yep, so that could be one of you four.
okay. Do you make sense, or?
Sure.
Okay, alright, I'll let you fill that in.
Alright.
Do we need a motion on that, or did you just put your hand up and?
I'll just,
Ken has been volunteered
sir.
to be the employer.
Very good, alright. Anybody wanna look at that? We'll fill in the,
and this is just for the 6 months,
Yes,
so to get reshuffled in November,
if
December.
December, well, January 1st, we'll either re-sign with them or somebody else.
yeah,
You wanna see?
But, for now, from now until the end of the year.
Yeah.
yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not volunteering, but I think you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, Cal, what am I looking at here?
That is a yield tax levy for map 223 lot 8 in the amount of $953.86.
Thank you. Oh, that, okay, now I see it, okay, so for logging,
Yes,
okay. Alright, and we just sign on these, right?
Yes.
By the helpful blue stickers.
Right, today's the 4th. Yep.
It's August.
Where'd the summer go?
We still have lots of summer left. The weather is just getting good. It was so lovely up at Shaker Village yesterday at the concert. Beautiful breeze. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Just two, right?
Correct, just 2 places. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Alright, next we have an application for reimbursement to towns and cities in which federal and state forest land is situated, 2025. It looks like for us, we've got Ayr State Forest and Shaker State Forest. Isn't Ayers bigger than 41 acres? I always thought it was. I was just there the other night, actually. I'll have to look,
Can't remember.
I'm just
how
curious
many
now,
acres is there, yeah,
yeah, just signatures, right?
yeah.
I always thought that was like 200 or so acres. I've never,
Not that big, yeah.
yeah, I guess at least road frontage
Yeah,
wise, it's
yeah.
definitely small.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I'll have to check that.
yeah.
I would assume they would know how many,
Yeah,
if they're reimbursing us for
I'm
it,
sure
but,
they're right and I'm not, but I still have to look.
yeah, yeah.
I have to satisfy myself that I'm wrong. Alright, that's everything we need.
Which is
to sign.
Ayers? Where's Ayers located?
Ayers is up off of Northwest Road. Well,
Oh, yeah,
actually, yeah, where the
Yes.
state forest is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go in off 132.
Yeah.
And it's down half a mile maybe,
Yeah, maybe.
ish.
Yeah,
I think I always get that confused with the forest that's on 132 that's down across from,
Oh, Hutchins?
yeah,
Hutchins.
Right,
okay.
right. Which is not a state
That's
forest.
No.
not a state
Yeah,
forest,
that's
that's
a-
No, but somehow I always think of that one, cause I
Yeah.
drive by it all the time.
Right, right. Yeah, Ayers, Ayers is thickly wooded.
Very
That's,
thick,
yeah. Alright, payroll, interfund, school care, that. Alright, that brings us to previous minutes approval.
Yep.
So why don't we start with a public meeting on July the 21st, 2025.
the only changes that aren't grammatical typos are on page 6. On line 254, the suggested change is we could have covered this expense, change it to we might have been able to cover this expense, just to clarify that it would not have been guaranteed.
Understood, yep.
And the other change is down on line 289, rephrasing that sentence to be, Beth asked that boards and committees provide their reasoning for recommending new members to the select board.
Makes sense to me. Alright, so I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as amended.
I will second that.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Alright, that brings us to the non-public minutes from also July 21st, 2025.
Okay,
Good. Alright,
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Aye. And if you would, pass them down.
yes, and I didn't even mark it this time. This is all in our folder? The heck,
it.
the heck?
Alright. No appointments tonight. Alright, I think that brings us to new business, the baler.
Yep, this is the baler, the antique baler,
Yep.
the little giant baler that's up in the Sam Lake House. Talked to Mark Stevens, he thought that Shaker Village would probably be the first offer to donate it.
Yep.
And then there is a farm museum, which is in Milton, New Hampshire, over by Rochester, just Rochester. And I looked at their website and they have antique farm equipment there, so that might be
Yeah.
another avenue.
Okay.
So if you want me to get a hold of Shaker Village, I will.
To me, it sounds.
Yeah,
good,
it's a beautiful little piece of
Yeah, it is.
old
It's
machine,
cute.
it's great, so yeah, it should be used.
Yeah.
And if neither of them want it, I can't imagine that we can't sell it, but it seems better to donate it.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be great.
The third option was, the Beverly barn where it was taken down and then rebuilt up in Plymouth.
Oh, yeah,
They use it as an event center, and if you go on their website and you, it looks really nice, they did a really nice job rebuilding it. And that might be something they might wanna put inside their
Yeah.
event center.
Yeah.
well, Common Man too, who always
Yeah,
has
yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah,
And what's the big event center right in Loudon that's on a hill and they do weddings and things there and it's in a big barn and it's a hairdresser got married there, but there, I'm sure we can find a place for it,
Yeah,
but those seem like likely first choices.
yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, that sounds
Mark always has
good.
good ideas on things like that.
Yeah. Alright, floodplain update, I think you got all the
Yeah.
mailings that I got.
yeah, so the FEMA sent out, they went through the floodplain, update last year. And they've sent out all the new maps, all the new information, there have been no appeals from anybody. Through the process, at least so far. Once the maps, go into, I guess, take effect at the first of the year, then there is an appeals process. If somebody feels that the maps are wrong, or the property is not, either should be on the floodplain or shouldn't be on the floodplain.
Okay,
So, but this is just really an update to say that they're done with the process of, reviewing them and making new ones, and they'll go into effect, and then there'll be an appeal period for that, and then once that's done, that's it.
and who is generating these floodplain maps? This is,
Federal Emergency Management.
and do we get like an overlay on, so that we can use it on our conservation maps or our
No, they give
whatever?
us addresses.
Oh, okay,
And they notify the residents, the people that live there, so it encourages people to get flood insurance.
Yeah.
Basically is what it does, and there's a national flood insurance program that they can apply for.
I wonder if the Conservation Commission needs, like if they have a way to generate overlay maps. It would be handy to know where our floodplain
I
is.
think, and I don't know, you might be able to go onto the federal website
I'll
and
ask
see.
her.
if there's an overlay, I'm not sure.
Well, I've got a meeting this week, so I'll ask him, because I think that would be
I
handy.
know that Chief Gamache and Mandy have worked on this when they were redoing the maps, and, so, but we got this.
Floodplain plan. Okay, thank you.
Alright,
Overlay.
alright, anything else for new business?
Yes. Find my agenda here.
Get fined every time you sigh.
Tree at the Sam Lake House, it's next to the garage.
Oh, yes.
Is looking fairly unhealthy. I talked to Brian Magoon about what it would cost to take it down and stump it. It would be $2,800 to take it down, and then another $850 to stump it and clean it all up and put loam. I did talk to John, the road agent, and I said if Brian was to take it down, could they clean it up? And he said yes.
Can he
So-
stump it too, or he can only do
he
the
doesn't
cleanup?
have a stump grinder, so we
Okay.
have to ask Magoon to grind it, which would be $850. I don't know what it would be just to have Brian, he'd have to limb part of it up and then drop it, because some of the limbs are hanging out quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much it would be to do that,
Yeah,
but that was, I thought $2,800 was kind of expensive to,
Well,
I mean, it's a big tree, but
yeah,
right, can we
So-
get, I mean, I've got other, I mean, I know people, and I'm sure the town does too, to get another estimate. It's always good on a job
that's why
that
I
size.
figured I'll talk to Brian and ask him how much it would be just to limb a little bit and then drop it.
Yeah.
And then see what the highway department, and then go from there.
yeah,
Okay, cause if you need a name for someone else, the people who just did all the logging next door to me were very
Okay.
reasonable and good.
Alright,
So I've got another name for you.
yep,
The other thing is to just keep in mind that I know Sam had some ideas in his head of using the wood for something related to the tricentennial.
yes,
So I don't know if we just have to keep in mind how you cut it, if it's if
right,
there's a particular part that's more valuable than another part, I don't know.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
Sam would be the one, I think, too,
alright,
cause I think he wants to do turned bowls or something
something
for the
like
tricent,
that,
yeah.
you did mention that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and at what point do we wanna have maybe a conversation about replacing it? Probably not there because of the issues with everything else that's going on underground there, but,
I would, yeah, I guess I would wait until all the construction is done.
okay,
If we take it down, we can take it down anytime,
yeah,
even during construction, but, to replan, I'd wait until construction is over.
I'd and I'd also include the tricentennial committee in that,
Okay.
because, you know, a tree that might be there for the next 300 years or whatever, some sort of memorial.
Sure,
There, Mark also had a big plan for planting 300 trees in
Yes, I
town.
did,
alright,
In the center right there by the Sam Lake House might be a good place.
yeah, makes
Um,
sense.
Put them on our list.
and when Mark Stevens came in to talk to me about the baler, he also brought up a potential for a, what do they call them,
A time capsule.
time
Oh, yeah.
capsule
Yeah,
to put in the Sam Lake garage. When the construction is finished, and maybe have a place for a time capsule in there.
not built in, but just to live there.
To live there.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe attach it to a wall or something like that, so it doesn't go anywhere.
alright, okay. I think we might have room for that.
Yeah, he was talking, 2x2, 3x3 or something
Yeah.
like that, and I said, I think we can spare that room.
Well, he had also, when he first brought it up, he was talking about other towns where they had it much more visible than just like in the Sam Lake,
Yeah, he
Sam
showed-
Lake House.
Sent me a picture of one, I think it was in their town office. or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
in the
which seems
hallway.
like it'd be,
Yeah.
kind of fun to keep it on people's mind. Let's see how big the thing is first, before everybody trips over it.
Right,
Yeah, exactly, and Sand Lake is not that large, so
No,
right,
but,
tight on space.
right.
Alright. Anything else for new business? Alright,
oh, yes, actually, if this is considered new and not old, did you ever hear from Kevin Bragg about the trees? He Was that considered old business or new business?
I would say old, but
Okay.
that was the tree in the center that he was gonna plant last fall.
Yes, so he just asked again about purchase, if the money was still available to purchase the tree, which I said, I believe so, since we said last fall we were going to purchase the tree. But he had, the next question was, about somehow figuring out where to plant a new spruce to replace the big one in the center for when that time is through. So I didn't know how we wanted to proceed with that, who we should talk to about that. All of us walk around the center and look, or,
Yes, I don't know.
do a center
There's-
walk around?
I mean,
There's not a lot of room there.
No,
No,
well, that's the thing, there isn't a lot of room and, we had to move the flagpole when they moved the wires.
yeah,
So we don't wanna have to go through moving wires when a new tree comes up. I don't know, I guess I'd look at it, and
I would think then a
See-
walk around would be,
I think so too, you take a walk around and say, okay, well, how many years does the big spruce tree have left in it?
Right.
And how big is a new one gonna be when we plant it, when the old one has to come down?
well, and maybe there's the question of the elm too, which I still don't think looks good, what they say about watering it, but we'll see. But it might be worth, can we plant, I don't know, at some point, just have him say when he might be able to walk around with us in the center,
I would-
cause that's a biggie, that's a
Okay.
50-year
I will-
commitment.
I will ask him if he could join you guys for a
Yeah.
site visit.
Yeah, just
sounds good.
talk about trees,
Yep,
and maybe we, oh yeah, that would be fun, one tree at a time,
yep, I think there's a lot of wisdom in that
one
as
tree at a
well.
time,
Yeah,
and that's all I had, I think.
okay. Alright, so on to old business, road discontinuances.
Yes. So we all had the decision on Shell Meeting House.
Yep,
Calvin was gonna look at archives and Old Town Meeting, minutes and things like that. I know he's been busy and hasn't had a chance to really dive into things. I wondered what the best way to handle this was, if I don't know if Calvin wants to work with myself and maybe the road agent and the assessor or something like that. And instead of trying to work through it at a meeting like this.
Yeah.
Maybe we get together on the side and work on things and then say, okay, this is what we think we should do. And I don't know, Calvin, what are your thoughts on that?
No, that's good. I've got the town meeting minutes from 25, which shows the articles voted for the roads that were discontinued in 25 and 28.
yep,
I thought they were gonna be in the town reports.
1825,
No,
1925.
So
Just
that would,
checking.
that would be Sunset Hill, Shell Meeting House, and Shaw Road
yep,
would be in these minutes.
Yeah.
And it was all voted and approved and signed.
yep,
But the other ones, I thought they were gonna be in the town reports,
yep,
and I went through all those, and they're not, so I'll have to go back to the archives and pull the old meeting minutes from the
Yeah.
town meetings.
yeah,
And those all should support it, cause they're all in the vote, yay or
Yeah.
nay, and
yeah,
I think from the emails that we got from the lawyer, that's pretty much all we would need to affirm.
And that's
the
like
decision.
eight, what is it total?
The only ones we have left to prove are Sunset Hill, Merrill, Shaw, and Sawyer's Ferry. Wyven was discontinued and you guys voted on it last year as
Yeah.
private, and Shell Meeting House, we've proven it.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just 4 left that we have to
Oh,
verify.
Alright,
Yeah.
I hate to
Everything
add
else
a
was
new-
post.
I have to add a new one.
Uh-oh.
Renee, who's on the Tricentennial Committee,
Hannah Dustin,
Hannah Dustin, brought that up. Apparently it was, if I remember the conversation correctly, at some point in the sixties, I think it was.
yeah,
Was voted to be discontinued, but the town never filed in the state Supreme Court. So she was gonna make an appointment to come talk to us,
Okay.
at a selectmen's meeting,
Okay.
but, you know, I know
But
this
hasn't
is a
yet.
busy time of the year for
Yes.
them.
So it was discontinued because they took the bridge down that went between Concord and Canterbury.
Okay,
Okay, I guess we'd have to check.
yeah,
I don't know, if, because it was a state road, if the state was responsible for that. I know the town discontinued it,
Yeah.
but I don't know if the state did anything.
Yeah.
So I guess we'd have to figure out
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, she and her husband are living at the end and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the road was discontinued. Like 850 feet from the center of the river,
Okay,
which, and it describes in it, which is about approximately 125 feet from the bridge abutment on the Canterbury side back towards their house.
yeah, okay,
So it puts the discontinued section just beside, almost right dead in front of their house.
okay,
And I know she was hoping to discontinue it, she came to the selectmen a few years ago and wanted to discontinue it further out.
yeah,
And the selectmen said, okay, but bring us a warrant article.
yeah,
And it was never followed up on.
yeah, apparently they've had issues with people accessing the river via their.
That's what she said, yeah.
Well, and the issue of traffic and grandchildren and et cetera,
Correct, yeah.
so,
Yeah,
alright, so
okay,
we'll figure that one out.
yeah. Yeah,
And then did we decide one way or the other where, when we get those 8 roads decided that we're going to notice those abutters and make it absolutely clear going forward, so we never have to,
To do that,
Do it
you
again?
have to go look at the road layouts and see if the town voted, if the selectmen said, we're buying that road. They would have paid the landowners $4 or whatever it was back in 1800.
Yeah.
That would mean that's a town right of way. If the roads were laid out and the town never paid, that was all the landowners, so if the road was discontinued,
right,
property reverts back to the landowners to the center of the road. If the
Yeah.
town owns the right of way, the landowners would in turn only own to the stone walls. The town would still reserve the right of way, but it would be discontinued. It's kind of a little murky, but
Yeah.
and then what was Greg saying, something about the king granting a road, is that something
there's,
different?
I haven't seen anything about King's roads in town.
Okay,
There was no highways or byways, there was no 93 grand roads, most everything laid out in town. I mean, Baptist was one of the main avenues and Shaker was one of the main avenues and 132. But everything else was laid out by the town and adopted by the town. Most everything was adopted like 1780s to 1860s.
Okay.
Everything I've pulled in the records, and
Yeah.
after that, it was kinda like, I made a road from my house to Beth's house.
yeah,
And then after our kids died, we don't want anybody using it anymore, and then
Yeah.
it was just discontinued. So it's just, there's a lot of that stuff, but it's all, I have a copy of all the layouts. It's just a matter of playing the lay it out over a light table and figure out what road matches what
but
road.
isn't that the last piece of absolutely figuring out these roads, so in the future, no one will say, I own to the middle, no, you only own to the wall, and we have to do it again in 20
Well, no,
years?
because I think if we as a board or as a town just reaffirm the discontinuance, I think the burden would be on the landowner to prove whether or not the town purchased the road or not. I don't know if that's our burden to prove, per se.
But don't you already have?
Some of them we do, some of them we don't. I
alright.
mean, it just depends how deep do we wanna dig into this? Do we wanna go play, where in the world is Carmen San Diego on this and figure out which road lays out with what? Because there's no definitive, it's 14 rods and 7 degrees north
Yeah.
from Jim Bob's Road to Bob's Road. They don't have convenient names, you're trying to overlay shapes on maps, and they might have deviated over the years or. So, I don't know if that's necessarily the town's burden, I think if we prove they're discontinued or not, I think that would suffice to uphold the town meetings from 100 years ago. I
Okay.
mean, we can dig into it, I don't necessarily think it's priority number 1, but it could be one that hey, this year, let's see if we can figure out these 5 roads, or.
But then it's still kind of like where we were before, which is if a problem arises and the landowner brings it up, if nobody ever questions it or has a need to question it, it's just a discontinued road, right?
Right, but I also think if you're a landowner, some of the burden should be on you to understand where your property is and isn't. Like, for instance, my deed on one of the roads says right of way over this,
Yeah,
subject to bars and gates. I think when you buy a piece of land, you know whether it's accessible or not.
Yeah.
I think it's easy enough to amend if somebody, Webb he has all the road layouts with the maps, and I think he's got 7 or 8 that he confirmed. Some of them were on the list, some of them weren't. And like I said, it's all the information's there, it's just how many hours do you wanna pour over tracing lines and figuring it out and then going back
No,
through
it's
the
how
road
many hours
layouts.
do you wanna sit before you over?
Spend a lot of time at hockey rinks, I'll have time.
Alright,
But I mean,
Okay.
it could be, you know, we can affirm these are discontinued, get the paperwork, check it off the list, and then we can start kinda going through.
Yeah.
Whatever we can pull, but, I mean, some of those records, I don't know where you'd find a lot of them.
Yeah.
Most of them are at the state archives in the road layouts, which you can access just going in the main archive room, it's all to the left.
yeah,
And then whatever else you would need, you can have the archivist pull it for you.
okay.
Does the select board have the authority to just say we give up the right of way if there ever was one? That way you
Yeah,
save
that's
yourself the trouble and
Good question.
I just don't know
do you
if,
really need the right of way?
I don't think they do.
Right of ways go with the land, as we keep hearing, correct, even from
Correct.
1800s?
right, because the town would have purchased the right of way.
Yeah.
And on some of these roads,
As we found that if someone builds a house in the middle of that right of way, and that road was discontinued, and the town never did anything about it, just like we have a little later on.
Yeah,
The adverse possession law takes effect. So the town, you know, wouldn't be able to come back on somebody that built a house in the middle of a 200-year-old right of way that was discontinued 100 years ago.
yeah, right,
I mean, I think the only
is.
advantage to proving if it's a town right of way or a private right of way would be if somebody ever wanted to develop in the future. If, you know, if the town did buy the right of way and it stayed developable, if that makes sense, there still holds a certain value to the land, where if it was
Yeah.
discontinued and it was never adopted, then you're stuck with a woodlot, you know,
Yeah.
without petitioning the town for access to, and your neighbors to get permission
Right.
to develop up behind it.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
So I mean, I think if we just reaffirm they're discontinued and then we just say, hey, let's take these 7 mystery shapes and try to figure out which 7 they are and just
Yeah.
maybe
thankfully it's
start
only
working.
7,
Well, no, but
Well,
there's gotta be
there's only 7
50
at the moment.
Yeah, but I mean, there's probably 50 layouts on that with the
Yeah, yeah.
descriptions. So if we just say, hey, let's take these 7 and work our way through, and if we can find them, we can find them, if we can't, we can't. I mean, a lot of it was record keeping and
Yeah.
we can only
Well,
do
quite
so
frankly, if we
much.
couldn't find them, who else could?
Right, I mean,
If
records
it's
were only
not
so good
foundable.
100 and something years ago, and descriptions are different, and
Right.
so, I mean, we
Right.
can do our best to do it that way, but
Yeah.
Are there any we should consider priorities? I mean, I think we've dealt with Wyven with Shell
House.
Meeting House recently.
the only
Any-
one, the question mark would be Ames Road. Because Ames was considered discontinued,
Okay.
the town gave 2 building permits on it, there's 2 houses on the road.
There's 3 now.
3, so
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be our decision to, or how we would privatize the road like they did for Wyven.
Yeah.
To allow them to build on it, I don't know
Yeah.
if that would change for their land rights, if that makes it more developable if it's private, if it doesn't, I haven't looked into that sort of aspect of it.
Yeah.
But I think everything else has pretty much been
Yeah.
left alone that was
Yeah.
on that list except for Ames,
Yeah.
Okay.
so
So maybe that's our priority and the rest, you know.
they are what they are.
I like your idea of just chipping away when you can.
Well, that one and, Hannah Dustin, I would think
Right.
would put that, since
Yeah.
we've got a landowner that's concerned and is
Yeah.
well,
Well, I don't-
who hasn't come in to bring that up yet, but
Right,
But that hasn't
Sounds like
popped
they're
up
going
on
to.
any maps, which is weird. I know Hannah Dustin was discontinued, but I haven't seen it reflected on any of our, it's not even on the map from 23 where they have all the discontinued.
Oh.
yeah,
There's no reference to it in the key, nothing.
yeah, which I
That-
think
I
is,
think it's probably because it's only probably a
Portion?
very small portion. Say it was 125 feet from the abutment, from the river's edge, was 125 feet that was discontinued, realistically.
yeah,
If you don't, cause the bridge was taken out, so you can't count that.
Okay.
right,
So from the bridge abutment,
not from the
Onto
middle
the-
of the river, but the abutment
yeah,
on
from
our
the
land,
abutment that's on the side of the river.
yeah,
On the Canterbury side, back out to the road is a section that's still there.
yeah,
Although there's lots of trees and everything growing up through most of it,
Yeah.
but there's probably half of it, there's probably 75 feet of road that's up there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into it, I'll see what I can find on the
Yeah.
list,
Right,
but
yeah,
alrighty,
alright. Alright, next is Concord Regional Solid Waste Land Sale.
yes, so we had the meeting last week. And the board all the members were there. And, everybody voted in the affirmative to sell the land. But the motion was to approve the chair to sign the closing documents. Because they didn't have the documents, they had to have approval to go ahead and sell it. And then they're gonna prepare the closing documents, and in order not to have another meeting where all the members are there, they said, well, let's have a motion to approve that the chair signs the closing documents. So that's what they did. Talked back and forth about what to do with the money that's coming from it. And basically what's gonna happen, it's gonna come back to the towns on a percentage-wise basement. That is based on the percentage of the tonnage at the time the property was purchased. So it was purchased for just under $2 million. And that was added to the tipping fees, the cost of that was added to the tipping fees for each individual town. The co-op is selling it for $1.5 million, taking a loss, which
Yeah,
kinda
really.
surprised me.
That
I think it
surprised
surprised
me
everybody else in
too,
the room too.
yeah,
But Canterbury's share of the money that's coming back from that 1.5 is $8,472.98.
Okay,
So that would be an unanticipated revenue.
yeah.
do they, do you need to fill us in on the rest of the conversation about the rest of the interest money?
Yeah, so there's 58,000, what they were doing was, the deal was they were paying interest, which was ours to keep if the sale didn't go through, and principal towards the sale of the property. The interest is $58,000, and they're gonna use that to cover the closing costs, and the remainder will go towards covering any operational costs for the co-op, which include maintaining the ash dump up in Franklin. So they're not sure how much closing costs are, but whatever's left over, the co-op has a budget of about $100,000 a year towards maintenance of that facility. They have to pump out the leachate and get it treated, and they have to maintain the pumps and all that stuff, they have to mow it. So whatever's left over from the closing costs, they're gonna just put into that operational account and use that for operations.
Yeah.
So the co-op may underspend their operating budget for this year because of that influx of money, but it doesn't mean that the operational costs are gonna go down next year, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And then there was the other part with the 100-year plan versus the 30-year plan and the,
Yeah, so
There's a lot to-
there's a 100-year long-term plan that there's over $750,000 in that. And then in the 30-year long-term plan, and this is maintenance for the facility or upkeep of the facility, there's 1.3 million in that, but that is required by DES to cover any costs of the landfill if it were to wash out or have a catastrophic failure or something like that. So that 1.3 million has to stay in there. The 750,000 for the 100-year long-term plan can be used towards the budget of the operations. At about $100,000 a year, they figure almost 8 years of operations. They're gonna start transferring $100,000 each year out of that instead of assessing towns, and that motion passed.
they
So,
figured what, it would last for like 8 years?
8 years.
Yeah.
They figured 8 years.
That'd be great,
The operating costs should go down a little bit for that facility.
good.
I think that was about it.
yeah,
And with the money that's coming back to Canterbury, do we have the ability to earmark that, or does it just go back?
That goes into the general fund.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright then.
It's unanticipated
Yep.
income, and it has to go into the general fund.
Okay,
Yay,
yeah, every little bit helps.
yeah,
Yep.
well, 8,000
Yep.
is
Yeah.
a nice little bit,
Yes, it is.
so,
Alright, small claims update.
Yep, so I had filed for the periodic payments with the court, back the 1st of July.
Yep.
I hadn't heard from them, so I contacted them, and they said that is 60 to 90 days for them to get to that.
Hmm.
So
Okay, so we got a ways to,
we have a ways to go before they maneuver through that process.
okay. Alright. That brings us to the booth right of way.
Yes, I sent you all an email from the
Yep.
attorney. I think basically, through adverse possession, the town doesn't owe Mr. Booth anything.
I agree with that position.
So I didn't know if you wanted me to write another letter to Mr. Booth and explain that?
I think the explanation that we got from Christina Taranis was very clear. So, what do you think?
It is what it is,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, but you neglect it for that long, that's the unfortunate fate.
Mhm.
Do you think he'll have any legal recourse to this, or do you think there'll be a challenge to it?
There may be, I mean, the first communication we got from him on this was through his attorney. He's been communicating with us outside of his attorney, so I don't know, where he'll go with this.
I think it's, he still has the property, he still has access, as we've discussed in the past, he could still make a deal with neighbors if he needed to.
He could contact the adjacent abutting landowner and see if he's willing to sell part of his property or whatever.
I mean,
Yeah.
does it benefit us to not counter, but make an offer and say, hey, we'll widen your right of way to 25 feet consistently instead of the snowmobile trail? I mean, does goodwill go anywhere, or is it a situation of, sorry, but
We don't have any room to maneuver, it's
we did for 25 feet, but not for 50.
Right.
25 feet, you could get a driveway, I mean, you could
what was
potentially
what was the
compromise.
most narrow part? I thought the most narrow part was 25 and it was,
7
27 feet or
at the
something
back
like
corner?
that. Yeah.
so he's got 25. And 50 at the
Well,
opening.
no,
I
that
think
would
the
be the
widest
most
is-
that we could, if we were to. It narrows down to what, I think, I can't remember what the width of that is now, it's only like 12 or 15 feet.
Oh, okay,
Right.
But if we started at the road, it's like 50 feet,
correct,
but then it goes, that snowmobile trail starts out at almost 50 feet at the road,
Correct.
but then narrows right down.
I didn't know it were narrow, I
Yeah.
didn't remember it narrowed down to 12, I thought it narrowed down to the
Yeah,
20.
but not to, no, the 27 with the most, if we were to give him any town property, the widest we could give him was like 27 feet.
Got it,
32 feet or something like that, we couldn't give him.
couldn't get to 50,
But that's coming right up next to the utility pole,
Right.
the underground utilities, and the propane tanks.
right, that's why we couldn't go to 50.
So,
Right.
I don't know, there would have to be some kind of buffer there.
Right.
And I don't know,
I'm not sure I'd start there, this seems like a good starting place at the moment. Or a good place at the moment, it's not the start, but,
okay, so I'll draft a letter and send it around to you guys.
Yes.
If you have edits, then send them back to me.
Yeah.
And then I will send out a final, before I send it out.
okay, thank you.
Sounds good. Alright, alright, select board representative reports.
This almost doesn't make sense because this is the first, and then our meeting, like I've got all my meetings this week,
Right.
so I
Well, do you
I don't
wanna,
have anything to report
Yeah,
till,
I was-
till next time.
kinda thinking the same thing, why don't we, do this at our next meeting?
Can we, yeah,
Cause
I would
then,
think so.
then we'll have some stuff to report on, because I'm thinking next week is planning board,
yes,
and while I don't think anything is scheduled with the developers for exit 18, we may have some, cause
Well,
they've gotta appear before the concert.
they're coming into the Conservation Commission, so I'd like to
So
be able
you
to
may
report
have,
on that, yeah, yeah.
Alright, so let's do that,
Okay,
And actually, speaking of that, if we can put that under old business, cause I think I asked you, but I cannot, I confess, remember what you said. Have we heard back from the gas station exit 18, that
no,
property is looking
yeah,
increasingly?
so I have in my notes, cause Joel's been on vacation,
Yeah, yeah,
and he has a phone number,
okay,
and I don't know where it is, to contact them, so I was waiting till he got back from
Okay.
vacation, so my notes have him call them.
cause every time I go by, it's just,
Yeah.
Well, I
that's
heard
one
there
of the
was
points.
Permitting issues with DES regarding the buried tanks. That's what I had heard, I don't know the validity of it, something with, it had to go through re-permitting,
Oh,
and it's been,
cause I thought it was all approved.
Well, they said it was all approved, or they said they've been working on that in the background, but I don't know.
it could be the rumor mill, I just heard that there was permitting issues and they have to wait for DES to redo the permits. That could be completely out of left field, but that's what I had last heard.
I thought that had all been approved, cause when they went to the ZBA,
Yeah,
It had something to do with the space of the lot, and they weren't sure if the tanks would fit, so they had to reapproach DES because
Oh.
to conform with the new pumps,
oh,
et
but I
cetera.
thought they talked about that at the last meeting, but whatever.
I
but,
don't know,
okay.
that's all I had heard.
Alright,
Could
so
be
my
out of left field.
concern is just that they keep claiming it's not abandoned and it looks more and more abandoned every day, and that's one of the criteria.
Yep.
They didn't seem to think it was important, but everybody's coming off exit 18 and looking at that, and it's not good,
okay,
so that's my concern with it.
yep,
Thank you.
yep.
alright,
Hey, Josh.
anybody else, old or new business?
Yes, I have a card here for Robin. You guys
Oh,
can
yeah,
sign.
Yes.
please, thank you.
I got potential new business, but I'm not sure. A couple of people asked why the town doesn't have like a sign in the green, talking about what's going on in town, like they have at the school. They're wondering what the process would be to look into doing something like that. They feel more people would be involved if they drove by it every day and saw whatever, on the billboard.
Can I answer that?
Several
Yeah.
years ago, there
Okay.
was a,
Big push from the,
Yep,
yeah,
from the
there was a
library.
bush, and they were gonna put it in front of the town hall,
yep,
Okay,
and, that didn't go,
There was also a whole plan afoot, and I'm trying to think if it was from Sue at the library, because
Yeah.
I drew up
there was.
plans,
yes.
mock-ups of a built thing either on the town hall
Yeah.
lawn or over on the edge of the cemetery lawn, or there was any number of places and nobody liked the way it looked anywhere, so it was not pursued
Sorry
at
to
that
open the
time.
wound.
No, it doesn't mean that it can't be pursued, but it's,
well, I just had some people at one of the last
There were
events.
concerns because it's a historic center.
yeah,
And it just didn't seem like it fit anywhere really good that wouldn't be, I don't wanna use the term eyesore, but just not appropriate.
well, like, you think of the, like the pancake breakfast sign that goes up for the police department on the corner of the green, which is great for a week, but if it was there all the time,
Well, I mean, you got the Canterbury Fair sign on 2x4s, why can't you put a little 4x6 down on the corner? It's not gonna affect anything, you make it white and black like the rest of everything down here, it could be nice if,
There was,
I think,
I don't disagree, but there was pushback.
yeah, a
I
lot.
was gonna say, cause the three people that asked said, I think people would be more prone to come to things if they drove by and saw it, not everybody sits on Facebook and goes on town forums. So I just brought it up because people had asked and it, just curious, but since they tried it before,
Well, well, that doesn't mean it's not worth trying again, but I think we've got a lot more ways that people can find information now. Especially, if you go into the library, it just hits you all in the face, you do have to get out of your car and go into the library. And they used to put the sign from the library with the events on the edge of the town hall
They did.
lawn, and then I
Yeah, there's a
don't,
little,
it's now in front of the library,
Yeah.
that little black sign.
Yeah.
it used to be out here on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
and I
They
don't
had
know
problems
if
with the wind blowing.
Yeah.
So,
so I think that could be revisited in a better way.
sorry.
No, don't be sorry, it's
I
it's
think
true.
if you came up with a design or something and.
I can show you what I did before. It looked like the ones that you see in front of a high school, that's what they wanted,
Yeah,
they
like-
wanted, or like the one in front of the church.
Yeah, cause I'll be the one to admit it, I only remember school stuff, cause I drive by it every day, and I'm like, oh, I gotta
There
go
is,
play.
So there's a little one, if you're driving through Bosquen, right by the Cumberland Farms, there's that little one, the black and white, and they have
Yep.
changeable letters on it. And I mean, there, it's in front of that old, well, it was an inn, now it's a hotel. But I don't think it looks bad, it's not really big and outrageous, it's not lighted or anything like that. But again, you know, I think you'd have to look at it and talk to different people and see.
Well,
if
yeah, and
there's-
in the center, just think you've got the one in front of the church, you've got all the stuff in the store, you've got everybody who's putting the signs on the corner by the memorial,
Yeah.
you've got the thing that
Which-
says Elkins Memorial, yeah, we've gotta talk about those signs sometime.
There is a sign policy
Yeah.
for the town green.
Yeah.
And it has been in violation for quite a while.
Yes,
No one's complained to me, so I haven't said
I'm
anything
hoping the
about it.
farmer's market is okay, we take them up, we put them down.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, I mean, that was talked about several years ago when the farmer's market started.
Right,
But the other ones that go up and stay up for all summer,
Yeah.
are the ones that really are in violation of the policy.
Yeah.
I mean, if I brought this up with Kevin at the next HDC, would that be?
That might be, yeah, that would be a way to bring it up,
Yeah, cause I would think certainly they've gotta be on board with
yeah, anything like
anything,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Free.
Beth?
yeah, no,
Alright. Alright, Joshua, thank you for coming, I'm gonna kick you out briefly, we're gonna go into executive session, so,
can we,
but we won't be long, you know, hang out, so, yeah,
we can't deal with him first?
no.
Okay.
He's looking to speak privately
Oh,
with
okay, got it.
select board members.
I can't obviously write a thank you card and think at the same time.
I think you go with
Yeah, which one applies?
D, consideration of the acquisition, sale, or lease of real or personal property, which if discussed in public would likely benefit a party or parties whose interests are adverse to those of the general.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn into executive session per RSA 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2, little d. Looking for a second.
A second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright,
thank you, Edgar.
thanks Edgar, we'll be adjourning after this.